Oh, well, welcome back. And here we are. You went straight in to the action. I was going to set the scene for you, but we are straight into the action. The fourth of today's matches. You'll notice some changes of voices since the previous match. I'm back in the chair now. Tim Ames. Tyrone has slid back in as well.
Yeah, I got cracked the nod again. Apparently, it wasn't too bad the first time around.
Yeah, I would say I listened in the car, but 2 years ago, the battery went flat on my car and I can't find the code for it. So I haven't listened to anything in the car for the last 2 years. But, yep, I hear you did admirably. Right, what game have we got in front of us here, dear boy?
Well, first ball has now been playing between Costa del Sol and Pak-I-Care. And first ball has gone for a 6. Pak-I-Care chose to bat first today. And we have opening batsman is Ishan. He's now just hit a 6, so his strike rate 600%. Got a 600% strike rate.
Well, you say that, but you missed the dot ball while you were fiddling with your bits of paper.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry about that, though.
Oh, yeah, like this dot ball that's just gone through now.
Well, I missed that one as well.
We have Burns bowling to him. On the non-strikers end, we have Babar. Sorry, we had a bit of technical...
We had a technical thing there, yeah. Absolutely. Heard a buzzing in my ears.
Yeah, a little bit.
It could be a mental problem as well. It doesn't have to be a technical thing.
All right. Oh, we got the spin bowler coming up, so he's been bowling spin this over. Seems to gather himself after that 6 had been hit. And yeah, Burns has had a good spell the previous game, which you missed, where I was commentating on. So let's see if he can continue it. Yeah, doesn't look like it.
That's one of those commentators' curses, isn't it? Where you compliment them, you say, just watch this, and you watch this disappear into the duck pond.
Yeah.
You were on duck pond duties on the last match, I saw. You are multi-talented, aren't you? Commentating and fishing balls out the pond.
Well, to be fair, I had help from the ducks in the first game because they just kept on nudging them forward. I didn't have to fish them out.
I found it hard to believe, but you have an honest face.
Yeah, so that one was swiped away for 6 to end the over, and they're 18 for 0.
18 off the first over.
Interesting match.
Indeed. I don't know if viewers can hear, but the wind is howling across the Woodbridge Oval now. It's not a cold wind at all. It's just an annoying wind right in our faces here. That means it's going towards the leg side for the right-handed batsman, making it even easier to drop it into the pond. It is quite a considerable, I don't know what wind speeds are in terms of miles per hour or kilometres per hour, but it's the sort of thing that you could find a neighbour's trampoline in your garden. It's one of those.
Agreed. So we have lost 4 gazebo tents already.
Have we?
Yeah, they're all piled up, and I think the scrap man has actually collected them already.
Wonderful.
So unfortunately, 4 gazebo tents. That's why we're sitting in the bright, sunny sun at the moment.
Good ball there. Touched up for space. Had him leaping in the air. Tried to nudge it into the leg side. There is no run.
Yeah, and Vaus is bowling second over, William Vaus. And Babar just faces first ball of the innings on the second over.
Beautifully summarised. Another thing to mention, playing cricket here in January, as we are, the sun is very, very low in the sky. And the way we have the pitch aligned here... Oh, that will go through for 4 byes or 4 wides.
4 wides.
But, yep, the way the pitch is aligned is the sun is almost exactly behind the bowler's arm. And January is as I say, the sun barely gets above the horizon, but it's very bright. So there's quite a lot for the batsmen to contend with. There's that stiff breeze, and it's a bit squinty out there for them, so it should be to the advantage of the bowling side, but you wouldn't have known that from the first over.
Definitely didn't show if it was. Yeah, and it doesn't help because we've got a bit of clouds hanging around, so every now and again it gets dark. Just enough to confuse the bowlers, the batsmen, pardon me.
Of course, the reason we're playing in January here is this particular tournament rearranged from the autumn when it was cancelled or postponed because of the terrible tragedy of the flooding in Valencia. So we've had to squeeze it in early January so that the winner of this weekend's tournament goes on and plays in the European tournament under the ECN banner. That's what these guys are playing for, not just the glory of winning the whole tournament, but the opportunity to go forward and prove their worth against club teams from around Europe.
Rightfully so. Looks like they've got a discussion about a cricket ball on the pitch. Something to do with they're not happy how it sounded on the bat. So the batsmen have gone to the umpire and now they're checking the ball out.
I wonder what it is. I'm just peering in there.
Yeah, the ball hadn't been hit into the pond yet. That one, at least. So we're not sure.
They are quite solid lumps, these pink balls, aren't they? That are used. They're not a lovely piece of leather that you'd want to treasure forever, like a test quality red ball. These pink things are something else altogether.
Yeah, they're not very light on the cricket bats. They seem to give the cricket bats a beating in this type of format because you're hitting it as hard as you can, not always middling the ball, and the ball isn't very, like you say, it isn't very tender like a normal match ball. It hasn't got so much leather on it.
Well, we've had no official confirmation of what this discussion is about, but it's quite intense.
It has to be something to do with that ball landing in the pond, Tim. It's only reasoning I can see. If it is that one that landed in the pond, we're only on the second over, so there would be no reason to change that ball. Maybe it's swinging too much for me, can't see it.
Who would know in this wind? My mother could get it to swing in this wind.
You're talking about cricket, not rounders.
Oh, he's not learnt from the previous. And he's again put another 4 wides over the keeper's head. One wonders what he's trying to achieve by doing that. It was initially signalled as wides, and then the square leg umpire has got in on the deal. Square leg umpire standing at point, so he's not squinting. And he's decided it was a no ball rather than a wide.
Yeah, so it'll be a free hit. I'm assuming because it was 2 balls over the head.
I would imagine so.
And called for dangerous play. So.
Or it just might well have been the height of it. It was whatever. There we go. I was going to go a wordy explanation, but I thought whatever covered that. Well, he's dug another one in, but not quite so short. He's certainly got a bit of pace about him, but he would do well to pitch it further up on this track. This track is naturally bouncy anyway. You can bowl a fuller length here at Alfaz than you would imagine, and the track will help you get a bit of lift out of it.
Yeah, he is quite a tall lad as well, so he gets it to bounce.
Yeah, he's certainly in no danger of hitting the stumps at the moment than anything's been chucking down there. It's another commentator's curse one. Watch this, middle stump out the ground. No, he's not learnt.
It's hit him on the shoulder, and he's appealing for no ball.
He was. But
I think they got it in for him today, trying to take the helmet off. It's not very nice. William is definitely using the bounce of this pitch, not always to his advantage. But this time it paid off. Dot ball.
Well, No, dead ball. The ball wasn't delivered. I think the batsman is taking his time. I think he's getting a little bit of moral high ground back then. He just pulled away. We like a little bit of niggle. And again, that went past, I would have said head height, but...
Yep, it's called a one for the umpire. Umpire's called one for the over.
It's been, yep, no, that's been called a no ball. The square leg umpire again got in on the action there. The umpire's conferred. And for some reason, Vals is insisting on sticking it in halfway down the track. I think somebody, a wise old head, needs to just walk over to him and say, calm down, whatever bee it is that you've got in your bonnet isn't really helping us.
Definitely not. And that's a swap, but it's still a no ball, but the runs will count. Oh, keeper is nowhere near to the wickets.
Was that called no ball as well? No.
No.
No. Oh, of course it was free hit, wasn't it?
It was a free hit.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm only just learning this game of cricket.
So, yeah, free hit, but he got lucky there. I think he just went with the gut and threw everything at it, the kitchen sink.
As is the way with the free hit.
It's a really long over, this.
It is. We're still only in the second over of the match, second over of the innings. We're already over 30 runs on the board. And again, he sticks one in short. Oh, big thick edge into the air. And they will run two. That's well run.
Yeah, looks like Richard Lake lost sight of the ball there. Seemed to look up and run around in a circle, throw his hands up, and then realised, oh, found it.
The over trundles on. We're into about the 10th ball of this over, I would have thought. But I think this is the last, if this is a legitimate ball, I believe this to be the last one, although I've lost both count and will to live.
Yeah, I haven't got so many fingers on my hand to count this over, Tim.
That's very nicely placed. Okay, it was a bit edgy, but it went exactly what he intended to do with it. And he just used the pace of the ball, runs it down at a third, 4 more runs, and it's a shocking over. Oh, and it's still continuing. I did miscount. No, that's it. That is the over. Or is it? No, it's not. Or is it? Who knows?
Screen.
The umpire, I think, has lost count as well because he got on his walkie-talkie then.
He has to bowl another one.
Yep, there's a lot of communication between two umpires. As well there might be. You can only move so many pebbles to and fro across your pocket. And once again, he's stuck one in halfway down the track. Somebody needs to walk over to him, not with an arm around the shoulder and a consoling word, but somebody needs to get this bowler in a headlock and tell him to stop being quite so daft. It's just immaturity and silliness at the moment, and the skipper has got to take control of this and say, you are doing nobody any favours, not even yourself.
Yep. Well, they're on the score at the moment is 38 runs. The batsmen have only hit 22 of them. So it's a lot of extras in the second over.
Indeed.
Umpires are having a chat.
Yeah. In fact, there is a chance, because they've warned him and he's put another one in, that he won't be able to finish this over, which could be a blessing in disguise for all of us. And the umpires are indeed coming over to say, you had your warning, you've done it again, and he's bowled out for the contest. I believe that's the discussion they're going to have. The bowler's still at the top of his run-up, but
that is really silly behaviour from William. I think he could have chosen a different ball to bowl. No,
I don't know what's going through his head, but he's lost it, hasn't he? He has lost the plot. None of the balls he's bowled has been even remotely aimed at the stumps. Just a reminder, it gets dark around about 6:30 at this time of year. And if they go through the match at the pace that they've gone through these first 2 overs, we could well be getting up against the light, because that's only about 4 hours time away, 3 hours time away. It's certainly not much of a spectator sport either, watching this, really, is it? There have been lots of discussions. It looks as if he... Let's have a look. I won't guess, but if the right thing is indeed being done, he won't be able to finish this over. He won't be able to bowl again in this match.
Yeah. Babar's not happy. He is really not happy about this. It is dangerous.
It is dangerous. It's dangerous and silly. And there is a reason that you're only allowed to bowl so many short pitch balls. And there is a health and safety element to that. Okay, we all wear helmets these days, but it is daft. I've mentioned the visibility isn't great because of the angle of the sun. But we will let it all play out. The umpires are there. They're no doubt in walkie-talkie contact with someone, the tournament referee perhaps. Now would be a good time, while we haven't got any cricket to actually comment on, to mention that we're back tomorrow in the morning at 9 o'clock. There's 2 more round-robin games at 9 o'clock, and then the day is concluded with a match starting at 1 o'clock Central European time, Spanish time, when we will have the final. That's assuming this match finishes before then.
Yeah, it's one of our head chairman has walked up and said, oh, they might be playing for light.
Yeah, it looks as if...
Yep, pull them off.
Someone else will be finishing this over, which is going to leave them short in a number of ways, isn't it? Because William Wells won't be able to bowl his second over, and whoever is bowling this ball to conclude his over won't be able to bowl 2 overs.
Nope.
They'll only be able to bowl 1 other over. So it leaves them very, very short of bowling. So with their full bowling attack, they've already conceded 38 runs within 2 overs. They're going to be depleted by at least 2 overs from their frontline bowlers. It could be a massive, massive target. So who is this who's come on to finish this over?
This is Stanley Howard.
He's bowled 1 ball to finish the over and it's gone for 6.
Yep.
But at least he pitched it in the batsman's half of the track, which has been a novelty.
Well, I don't know what's more expensive, a no-ball or wide, 4 run by or 6.
It is the end of the over. Rejoice, everyone. The umpires are working their little socks off. They've conferred. They've agreed that there have been 6 legal balls. And the bowler's end umpire will be happy to go and stand at square leg and have a little breather. Then he's had quite a lot to deal with in this over.
And Tom Norton comes on to bowl the 3rd over, which should be the 5th. Vals went for 36 in 1 over. Score is 54 for 2 overs gone. And Babar is taking the strike.
A dot ball.
That is. Or maybe Tom can bring it back for the team.
It can't go a lot worse, can it? So hopefully with some sanity will prevail. Nobody really wants to see farcical cricket like that last over. And it would be nice if we had something of a contest. That's a big thick edge. 1 bounce, 4 runs, down to 3rd man. And the total continues to tick over. 58 without loss. 2 balls gone of the 3rd over.
It was really good that the umpire stepped in and called it a day for Stanley. For William. I think someone could have got hurt if he had carried on.
I think so. I don't know what, as I say, I don't know what was going through his head, but it wasn't rational thoughts by the end of that over, was it? 4 more runs there, a big old slash out over extra cover.
Yeah, there was 1 bounce ball. Great shot. Beat the inner field.
Now, the short balls perhaps were part of a plan because Costa del Sol have got nobody on the boundary on the drive, as far as I can see. Everybody who is on the boundary is... Where have we got? We've got a sweeper
point
on the offside, and then we've got somebody at deep square leg, but I can't see anybody on the boundary in front of square. Which is curious. Traditionally, you'd have somebody on the drive on the boundary, and you'd have somebody standing right in front of where we are here on Cow Corner, which is where a lot of runs come from in this T10 or this 10 over cricket.
There's a lot of faith in their bowlers bowling the right lines. Has to take account where you place your fielders.
Well, that's a spectacular effort on the boundary. That really was going above and beyond, but sadly to no avail in that it's 6 more runs.
Yeah, good attempt. 3rd over is now complete.
That was quick for an over, wasn't it?
I'm not used to this.
Not used to it at all. But we're rattling along over 20 runs and over. Finally, quite a chunk of those came from the bat in that over. Costa del Sol have got some thinking to do, both with field placings and with who they actually get to bowl what. They have now put a man on the drive at long off on the boundary.
Yeah, we got Dylan to bowl. His first spell of hopefully only 6 legal deliveries.
Got a man on the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Coming for a lap.
There's a big, big shout. Umpire unmoved.
Yeah, to me it looks like in the replay, if you watch the batsman, he drops his head, as in he knew he nicked it.
He knew he nicked it.
Yeah.
Oh, you little tinker. Let's have a little look.
Let's have a look at this replay when it comes through. If it comes through.
Oh, yeah. Keeper's saying it was a bit old nick there. He's heaved that into the January sky. It's still up there. It will come down eventually. 6 very big runs.
That's definitely got to hurt.
Oh, we now have words being exchanged. And this is unsavoury. I didn't see what caused it. Obviously, the bowler would have been unhappy that he'd just been hit for 6 when he believed that he had dismissed the batsman.
Yeah,
with the previous ball.
Yeah, young Dylan obviously was convinced, so was the keeper, that there was an edge. And definitely hurt. The umpire calming the batsman down.
Now this has turned quite nasty. One wonders how much this sort of reaction and posturing is influenced by things you see on the TV. If you saw India and Australia virtually squaring up to each other, and the real animosity when Costas was opening the innings recently. And people see that on the TV and they think, oh, this is what you do at cricket.
Yeah, across the cricket ground, we always have a bit of banter going between the two teams, but never comes out to a scuffle. Like
no, it's normally humour, even if it's tired, very old sort of cliched humour. There's often humour attached to the sledging, but this just appears to be confrontational now. And nothing we've seen in the last 3 overs has been a great advertisement for the game, really, has it?
Captain Burns is trying to calm the scenario down. Yes!
Oh, and that is the way to do it.
That's going to put a smile on his face tonight.
Yep. And thankfully, no silly words were exchanged. There was just very enthusiastic celebration, but nothing provocative or confrontational. And
a little handshake.
A little shake of hands between the Costa del Sol skipper and the outgoing batsman, just to calm things down. And hopefully with his departure, the incoming batsman will put that episode behind us.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game, this.
Well, you say that. There's been a lot going on.
The next batsman is Cameron. He's batting with the number 1 shirt on. Well, the young Dylan has definitely showed his skillfulness in taking a wicket when it counts.
Absolutely. He'd have you believe he'd taken 2. There was a big appeal for that nick, which wasn't given. Then he was dispatched into the pond, and then in the best way possible he responded with a very nice full ball that just cleaned all 3 stumps up. It's hard not to clean all 3 stumps up when they're joined together on a spring-loaded base on an artificial track, but he cleaned them up nicely.
Yeah, either way, bells went flying, batsman went walking. Still 3 more deliveries to come through in this over. I wonder how they're going to do on time. Will they get penalised for...
Oh, I don't know. I haven't studied the rule book, because I don't know whether the viewers would have formed an impression of me yet, but whether I strike them as somebody who does an awful lot of preparation before a match by studying the rules of a tournament. I doubt they've formed that opinion of me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting in spells for this team, for Costa del Sol, because I think they're going to be fighting the clock here. No balls called. 4 runs to add to the pain.
It's not really the way to follow up a lovely dismissal by giving the batsman a soft option to get off the mark. I think I've spotted, at the risk of being facetious, I think I've spotted where the problem is with Costa del Sol, and I'm just looking round. Yeah, I've worked out where the discipline and motivation problem comes from. We'll let this delivery go, and then I'll tell you.
Oh, that's a nice ball to bowl. I think good comeback from him after that bouncer that he tried to initiate. That got dispatched. Dot ball.
Right, there it is.
Yeah.
My theory. Untucked shirts.
You think that's a...
Costa del Sol want to literally tuck their shirts in and metaphorically pull their socks up. There's people listening
Wide
going, "You
football.
ridiculous old fool, it doesn't matter." But it looks a bit sloppy, doesn't it? It doesn't look like an efficient body of men going about a day's work.
I think what makes it look so untidy is the shirts are quite long, and therefore seem to be more untidy than it's just a normal cut T-shirt. But we're not here to judge their outfits, are we?
We have gone down the fashion critiquing route, haven't we? But there is more than a hint of pyjama about what they're wearing. Again, we've got more discussions going on. A helmet is being brought on, but I don't know for whom.
Yep, the safety rules state you have to wear a helmet. Which it's not a bad idea.
Is that a tournament rule, is it?
Yeah, as far as I know, for the ECN, it's a compulsory rule, and you have to have the back strap, the back of the helmet, to stop any blows from hitting you there. If you had to turn around and try and go for a reverse scoop or swing.
Although we are not actually playing this tournament under the aegis of ECN.
No, we are not.
We are not. Oh. He would have done better just to hold on to that and walk back to the top of his mark.
Yep. It was a quick turnaround, slip, and then throw the ball.
It's all very sloppy now. The ball to him has gone over his head now.
I think everyone's getting frustrated and with each other, which is not a good start. Good quick delivery that was.
Another no ball though. So would that have been a good old-fashioned front foot no ball, I imagine? I couldn't see anything else wrong with it.
No, bounce once. Didn't go over his head.
So umpire signals for the free hit. Oh, and another discussion. Right, the captain has lost his patience. I don't know if you can hear on the effects mic, but he has said, "Costa del Sol, get yourselves here right now. I am embarrassed of you," or words to that effect. I've edited out quite a few adjectives and adverbs from that, but the skipper has now lost his patience. As well he might. They have looked not just ragged, they've looked indisciplined, and at times they've looked frankly inexplicable in what they've been doing.
This is going to be really difficult to pull this game back to the skipper. I think rivalries in this team is showing. They are quite a younger squad compared to the other teams by the looks of things, so maybe that has a role to play.
Indeed, yeah. I go back to, you see it, if you see it on the television in the professional game, it filters down. We've seen it with people doing ramp shots and reverse sweeps and things that they've never practiced, but they see it on the TV, and we see it in terms of discipline. And I'm sounding like an old fuddy-duddy, and I realise I'm sounding like an old fuddy-duddy, so you can take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt, and I don't blame it if you do. But it's about role models from the top down, but these chaps have let themselves down today. The skipper has attempted to take it in hand, and well done him. He's given them all a very stern talking to, and let's see if they can play some cricket that they could be proud of. We've got another 6 and a bit overs to go.
Yeah, definitely think they're playing for light here. We haven't seen this ever in a cricket game, to be fair.
I say we can only surmise what's going on. I'm sorry, the name of the Costa del Sol skipper has completely evaded my little brain.
It's Burns.
He's doing his best to pour oil on troubled waters with everybody. He's got calming gestures. He's reassuring everyone. He's given the talking to, and now he's calmed down. He's humbly apologising to the batsman. And do we have someone leaving the field of play?
Or is this Dylan, the bowler?
Yep, we have somebody leaving the field of play. Effing and jeffing, I think the expression is. A little bit of casual racism as well. I do apologise if you picked up on that on the microphone, and hopefully that will be dealt with appropriately.
Yep, there was Dylan. He walked off the field. He still has got another ball to bowl, so what would happen?
Oh, he's walked back on again. He's throwing balls around. He's walked off for his swear and his casual racism, and he's walked back on again now.
Hopefully he's put on a cool hat.
And it really has. He's got the swagger of a toddler who is trying to mix it with the grown-ups and making himself look very foolish now.
Yeah. Is this the time that the skipper calls on the 12th man and sends him off?
Right, he's come back on to finish his over, but oh dear.
Really, really eventful commentary.
Tyrone, I'm at the risk of editorialising rather than just commentating at the moment. There's quite a lot of my opinions coming out now. I'm going to let you comment on the next 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to go and get us both a cup of tea. And when I come back, I will be less cross. But I am very cross with what I've seen in front of us. It's not good for the game.
No. Wide ball. Yeah, that's perfect, Tim.
Absolutely. I shall leave your viewers with Tyrone while I go and get a couple of cups of tea and calm myself down.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, so Dylan has come back on to bowl his last ball, and he's bowled a bouncer, which was called wide. So it'll be a free hit. Oh. And that's sloppy work from the keeper. He bowls this really, really slow ball. Goes down leg side. It's a wide. And they run to add salt to the wound. So let's see how he finishes this over up. Much better delivery. That's the bowl thing we'd like to see. So eventful game this is. And that's the over. So we are 87 for 4 overs. 88 it says on your screens, but our scoreboard says 87. So I'm sure the scorers will sort that out. And out of the 88 runs, I'm assuming half of them would be no balls or byes. Right, skipper taking charge. Lorne Browns has come on to bowl his spell, and seeing that he has calmed the teams down, he should have a cool head. And hopefully we go through this over without a glitch. Babar is to face. Has a swing and a miss. Captain relieved that it's just a dot ball. And caught. caught in slips, or sort of gully, not really a slip, in more than gully position. So he was caught there, and he'll depart for 23 runs. Good work from Lorne Bones. Comes in, 1 dot ball, 1 wicket. And to come in number 4 is a beat. Thank you, Tim. So, what you have missed?
Yeah, what have I missed?
Yeah, Captain Burns has come on to bowl, and he's bowled 1 dot ball and taken a wicket. And this ball has sounded like it was an edge on, but it will drop by the keeper, which is difficult, as we all know, standing right up to the stumps. And the new bat, Abid, has cut that to square. Good stop in the field and tidied up by his teammate on Costa del Sol side. 1 run. Yeah, I think it was the sun that got him in the eye. No, I don't think it was his catch to chase. Big. Rasheen was running towards it, and should have been his catch, but backed away because Burns was committed. It was end of the over was a dot ball. Th 38 runs, yeah. 38. Yeah, there was a few sixes there and 3 bounces who went for 4s. So,
whether they can actually double the 5 over mark.
that's a brilliant start there from Matt Williams, who's the new. Yeah, on your screens it says that T. Norton is the bowler, but actually he's the one who's just dropped the catch. That's over our heads. Yeah, I think our chairman of the club, Kevin, has taken over that responsibility. Well, Yeah, I think there's a post opening up for pond duty if you are looking for some other work. Yep. Yeah, I think that's just the game's taken so long and concentration's just been lost, and they just need to pull themselves together and get their head back in the game. No, we're fine. That hit the tree, so I think we have an olive tree right on the edge of the ground. So I think umpires are going to call it a 4. That's correct. So and that looked like a 6 all day of the week. Unfortunately, someone planted a tree right there. Down his throat. Nope. Yeah, he caught it. Yeah. Yeah, the cameras are not going to get us to the field there. But I think that is Richard Lake, if I'm not mistaken. He's just stood his ground and down his throat the ball went. That's the over. To finish the over was a wicket. And Jamie Riley to take this over.
This side of the tree.
Seem to the atmosphere in the field has seemed to calm down, and people are actually enjoying playing cricket by the looks of things now. Full toss. No. I'm glad it didn't arrive quickly because I was hitting straight for us. That's him. Another full toss from Jamie. Oh. That's right. I think he ran trying to judge the ball and it just didn't take it away. Oh, he hit the deck on that one. And he scoops it up, lands safe. But they come back for 2. Yeah, I think the fielder had to get a shovel out to dig it out the ground there. Quite high up, just bump. I don't know if he's trying to get discounts on his match fees if he doesn't hit the pitch. Because if you don't use the pitch, you still have to pay full price. So or maybe he's just taking some of the bounce out that was delivered in the first or the second over. That's I think he's used the pitch on that one, and it's gone about 5 stumps down the line, and batsman just didn't connect. Maybe he got surprised that it actually pitched. That's it. Bit of a fumble there from Andrew, but he's standing in wearing the gloves at keeper's end, but was backed up nicely by his teammate. Wow, we got Matt back on to do his second over. It's very difficult for these bowlers as well when you're getting smacked around the park to know what delivery to bowl next. Yeah, really good work. Straight up towards us. And they get 2 for that. Lane's short of cow corner.
I've every sympathy for the field of them because they were on the air and I didn't see it at all as it left the bat. It comes from that dark area of trees behind the practice nets in the far corner. And coming out of there, it was very, very hard to pick up the ball.
Another one over cow corner, and this one makes it. Good catch from the crowd. Yeah, I think it's also the bat speed that the batsman has got nowadays is so quick. When you're watching a ball, like his bowling spin is so slow, and then when it comes off the bat so quickly.
A slightly wider cow corner. It's not a very large cow, it'll all be the same cow corner.
I think that ball almost landed in the trailer of our camera crew. I'm going to shut the door now.
Six gone in.
6. And Matt's not having a great day out with the ball today. Yes. Yeah, 5 balls. Nabeed is having a field day with him. That one skips through to the keeper. Dot ball. Yep. Legal deliveries, that is. Yeah, it's 150, 150, 160. I said earlier when you were offline that I think that's a really good target to get if you can get there. It also helps if the bowling team gives you those runs. There's another full toss. This is Jamie Riley bowling this second to last over. Yeah.
Big edge, over people's head for these things happen at this stage of innings where bats are being thrown.
You got to go hard at it. Yeah, nothing the keeper or anyone could do to stop that. Slower ball. Oh, it's a beautiful slow ball he's bowled there. Full toss though, and goes straight over his head. I think he might have even nicked the tip of his fingers. He won for that.
In the slot, so to speak, was it, or in his arc?
In his arc. Yeah. Jamie has one more legal delivery to bowl. He's been bowling quite well this over. Ooh, that's not good. So everyone got happy there, but it was a no ball for height. Full toss, no ball. Edged it, caught. The umpire's hands went out immediately. Free hit is score. Yeah, not sure who's going to bowl this last over. Looks like Tom Norton has got a ball in his hand and taking off his cap, so Tom could be the one to bowl the death over. And all the batsmen's trying to do now is put more runs on the tally. I'm assuming there'll be a few loose shots involved in this over. Got a really long run up. Beautiful shot.
Nothing wrong with that ball at all. Absolutely nothing wrong with the ball.
No. Wide, not quite. He didn't quite get the Yorker that he wanted to, and he chipped it up. Nice speedy ball there, and they shuffle for the single. Oh, yeah, he's given him. Oh, it's sloppy running that was. Yeah, but he didn't even slide his bat. And Ali.
If it stayed at home rather than suffering right across the offside to play that, it would have been a wide anyway, and he'd still be there with another ball to face.
Yep. So, and Ali gets bowled, stumped for that. Run out, sorry.
Should have been taken over an hour.
I'm really surprised there's no penalty for time. Yeah, now it's the new batsman's face. The next delivery, which you got to go out swinging. Oh. Yeah, Umari. Yeah, I think he took a step back and took a step back to try and open up, give himself some room. Gave himself too much room. Yeah, and that's game.
That's your lot. 1-5. Somewhat after a very, very dodgy first couple of overs, where it looks as if they might want to chase it to still be to get it 1-5.
All right, and we're back.
We are back, and we're going to see just how well Costa del Sol get in this chase for 157. A question has been raised from the live chat on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, pop on live chat and see what people talk about on there. Whether there will be a penalty for a time penalty. I'll get this sentence out if it kills me. A time penalty for how long Costa del Sol took to deliver those overs. I haven't heard anything officially. And it is showing on my screen that the target is 157.
Yeah, and we got opening the bowling. We have got Cameron. He looks like he's a left arm bowler, bowling to the captain, Lon Burns. Had a good first innings as well, and with the bat. There was a discussion between the umpires and the players just before they walked on the field, so might have something to do with that penalty.
A nice ball to start up, right up there, on his toes, dug out nicely. I don't know if that was a chance, because that was sort of squeezed out, wasn't it? That would have been one to go to the third umpire if such a thing existed.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't exist in this game, because we'll be sitting here even longer.
It would, but
asking for reviews.
But a good ball to open and a good shot to dig it out. The net result is there is no run, and we are one ball into the Costa del Sol reply.
And he's off the mark.
Off the mark with a thick edge. It travelled very, very quickly to the man there at backward point. Backward point, gully, somewhere in between. One of those on 45. When the skipper says, go over there on 45, you know, that's where he was.
Yeah, he did well to get his head out the way. I think ground here is not very flat, so it's quite dangerous when the ball comes at pace on the ground to you.
Yeah, we're lucky to have the facilities we do, but because there are, well, I'll leave that because I was just going to talk about bumpy outfields, but something more interesting has happened. And the Costa del Sol reply has stuttered already with the stumps all over the place.
Yeah, that is right. And Richard Lake is bowled out for a duck. The former South Africa guy who's moved to Spain.
Former South Africa. I thought you were going to say former South Africa international or something.
Yeah.
You said that. He's just the South African, is he?
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
He's
just a South African greengrocer. I've never played cricket before. But
no,
just
exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't do any damage to the scoreboard. Couldn't even get the scorers to put a mark against his name.
But Cameron putting the ball in the right areas.
So, face the next delivery will be Stanley. Kimran is really bowling good length balls on this pitch. Where your normal pitch, you could bowl it quite short and it travels low. This pitch, you have to really get it up to the stumps to be able to hit it.
It's a bouncy old track, and if you do pitch it up there, the ball will help you out a little bit. This is a terrific opening over. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but there is an awful lot to be said for bowling at the stumps. I know in the first class game and in top quality franchise cricket, they've got all their variations of the wide, slower Yorker and all these sort of things. But at recreational cricket at this level, top of off is an awfully good place to bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I think also your field has got to back the bowlers up in terms of if you're not going to put it on the stumps, you've got to put it into a place where if you are going to get hit, your fielders are going to be placed there correctly. And that was on the stumps, that ball, and it's just flicked away for one. See Lone Burns is batting there, and his stance and his way he's holding the face of the bat is really open-faced, knowing that you need to be able to hit the ball really far. It's not that defensive grip. We claimed as a bye, I'm sure.
First over whizzes past in the blink of an eye with only 3 on the total. Only 3 runs chipped off of that very significant target.
Yep, and a wicket.
And
fell.
a wicket indeed, you're quite right.
It is really difficult for these batters at the moment. The sun's now slowly heading down and slowly setting, and the glare, it's almost blinding for the batters to try and follow that ball out the bowler's hand.
Oh, there's a little message for me on the live chat on YouTube. Hello, Benny. Nice to see that you're listening there, mate. I don't know what you made of all that fun and games and nonsense in the first innings. I'm sure you would have had some words of wisdom to say if you had been commenting on that. A bit of an embarrassment to the game, wasn't it? But lovely to hear from you, wherever you are in the world. I know you're a globe-trotting cricket commentator these days. Closer to home, this match continues apace.
And yeah, we got a dot ball, the first delivery there from Atit. Good cracker on the wide line.
Yeah, Pak-I-Care don't need to do anything clever, do they? They just need to bowl the ball. Get it up there, put it in the right areas.
Yeah, exactly, like that. Good delivery balls in the block hole.
Yep.
Make them work for these runs.
Yep. Whiz through the overs. The overs will start ticking over quickly. The batsmen will have to do very silly things to chase that big target. They're going to be all out for 76, I've decided.
Is that commentator's curse there, or?
It's just I'm a man who basically likes the sound of his own voice, and there was a gap there, so I said something. Yeah, that's a lovely ball, and that did exactly what you were talking about a few balls ago. That wasn't too short, but it took off with that tennis ball bounce I talked about earlier. Went through the keeper at chest height, and a dot ball. Around the corner, but they just trot along for the 1 run. Oh, although the fielder's left the ball behind him.
Yeah, I think you initially got to pick it up first before you can throw it.
That is the accepted way, isn't it? It's the MCC coaching handbook guide to fielding is pick the ball up before you throw it in.
Yeah, and it is penalty runs if you act.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
Decoy fielding or whatever it's called now.
That is correct.
Yeah, I don't think that is the word, but yes. You're a wise man, Tyrone. That's a lovely shot. Punched out.
Good chase. Brilliant chase.
Over long off. In the summer, that would have been for 4 runs, but we've got quite a long outfield here. It's very green and lush with some of the weather we've been having here. And allowed the fielder to pick it up, chasing for 2. I say the fielder. I've not been using very many names today. My eyes, Tyrone. Let me talk about me again for a second. My eyes aren't what they are, and player recognition these days isn't my strong suit. I'm relying on you to read numbers on back.
So that was Cameron, the opening bowler. There was a big appeal there. Ooh, and almost chance for run out, directed. That was good from Yasin, who fielded that. Didn't take part in the shouting for the LB, but concentrated on trying to get that run out chance going.
Look at the state of those stumps. They're all wiggly all over the place. Look at them, taking them up, umpire. Go on.
I think they've been hit a few times today.
They have been hit. They're reeling, aren't they?
Yeah.
Reeling.
That stumps on the non-striker's end used to be on the striker's end at the beginning of this game.
Oh, is that right?
Then they've moved it across.
They've been moved so they can sort of drag themselves towards the end of the day's play, and we can find a better set later on.
I think it's also because they're not bolted to the ground, they take more of a beating as well. We tend to move the track, the pitch up and down that the green to not wear out the Astro as fast as usual. So we don't have a chance to bolt them down, otherwise you'll have holes in our pitch.
Yes. I've nothing to add to that. That was a very comprehensive explanation of whether to bolt or not to bolt down stumps.
Yeah, I think
Thank you for that.
I think if you had bolted them down and you hit them with a cricket ball, it'll just move that one stump and not fly across the carpet.
I'll take your word for it. Meanwhile, back at the game,
Yeah.
the score is edging very, very slowly upwards. There's a big shout of ours that the keeper failed to gather it cleanly, so whether it was an edge or not,
No,
we know
buys.
not, and it wasn't the umpire's signal buys. First real bit of untidiness we've seen from Pak-I-Care in the field.
Yeah.
They are a well-drilled unit, aren't they?
That is, yeah. Costa del Sol are now pleading to the umpire for dangerous balls, but didn't get it. You got a bit of confusion behind the behind slip there, and
Yeah, a fine third
yeah,
was standing right behind Slip. Slip moved and fine third went behind him as if he was hiding.
oh, and that overthrow is going to hurt.
And,
Yep.
one wonders about the wisdom of that. I mean, they have a lot of runs to play with, let's put it that way, Pak-I-Care. But the wisdom of having a shy, then it would have just been a single. Every single means that Costa del Sol were getting further behind on the run rate. So if it had more chance to think about that, I think he might have just well held on to it.
Yeah. Well, I think once again lack of concentration because backing up from the fielder there, shirt number 31. Motsinson, I think his name is called.
I don't know, his paper's just flown across there in the wind. We may not be able to name anybody now.
Yeah. So there goes my name sheet. That's 4 runs.
Tyrone now switched off his microphone and disappeared, chasing after a piece of paper. Like a child with a balloon caught in the wind. It's quite cute watching him, actually, but let's focus more on the cricket. You're back. You got your bit of paper, did you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Well
It luckily didn't go too far.
In these days of tablets and laptops and all sorts of things, it's nice that we've still got bits of paper in front of us. That's a nice shot. Pushed out on the offside, firmly, high front elbow, 4 runs, proper cricket shot.
We haven't seen too many of those proper cricket shots today, but I think that was done with elegance. Just nasty push through. Didn't try to overhit it.
No, it's nice to see proper cricket shots. It's not a format that lends itself to a lot of correct play on the offside, is it? It's either big thick edges behind square or big heaves, picking the ball up outside off stump to put it on the leg side, and that was a very, very nice, genuine cricket shot. And that was just a where's me off stump push, which was from the sublime to the ridiculous in 2 balls, but there we go.
Yeah, I think in my cricket, I don't play any proper cricket shots anyway. So
I don't feel as if I am in the correct position to judge, in that my cricket has my entire life been very much at the village. I've played a lot of cricket, but I played it in a village style.
Yeah, I can be with you on that format.
I've occasionally played at a level above my ability, but while I was there, I still did it in village style, with the inevitable results. But it's not about me. It's about these gentlemen we see in front of us here at the Woodbridge Oval.
That is correct. And the title to take away from all of this is what they're all playing for. Very competitive.
Well, yes, the team that comes out of this weekend on top will go on and play the ECN tournament against teams from all over Europe.
Ravani into bowl here, and let's see what he can do. Also a nice long run up. Right arm over. That was the outside edge. Sneaks away to get a single.
When I was up at the crack of dawn commenting on the first match today, 9 o'clock on a Saturday, I admired Rabani's delivery stride, which from behind, it's an appeal, umpire says nothing because he wants to hear what I was going to say. Yeah, from behind you can't really see the idiosyncratic nature of Rabani's delivery stride, but from the side where we're actually sitting, it's lovely. It's like a little show pony. He cocks what would be the landing leg, the sort of delivery leg, as opposed to the front foot, if that makes sense. And it's sort of cocked up behind him, and it's like as if he were doing dressage.
How did he manage to get it there?
Yeah, nothing much you can do as a keeper or a bowler or the fielding side with a shot like that. Big thick edge right over the keeper's head. 4 runs, they all count.
Yep.
Costa del Sol will need that sort of good fortune and more to get anywhere near this target of 157. But they have only themselves to blame that it is such a monumental hill that they have to climb. If you weren't with us in the earlier part of this game, they bowled like headless things.
Yeah, almost like a village game.
Yeah.
But Pak-I-Care took full advantage of it. The single of that delivery.
Lots of encouragement coming from around the field. Pak-I-Care on it, looking like a very, very professional unit. The simplest of chances, but we've seen some simple chances put down today. But that was swallowed up there at backward point. A very, very fuss and drama-free catch.
And Stanley has to walk off the field after that shot. I think you got to really hit the outside edge of the bat, trying to defend it, and simple catch at the end.
And the task becomes just that little bit harder again for Costa del Sol. Just while the new batsman's coming in, putting my sort of Al Beer and Alfaz tourist hat on, or tourist bald hat on. It's an absolutely gorgeous evening for what is early January. The sun, although it is low in the sky, is nice and warm. That wind that was bothering us has dropped quite considerably, even in the last few minutes since it blew Tyrone's papers away. And it's just a lovely, lovely evening to be sitting watching a bit of cricket.
Yes, it is. I think it's the best time when the sun's out and you are not wearing a jumper. It's really, really good. Sun setting here in Albia. And it's Dylan in to face that his first ball. Just hits it for a single, gently down the ground to get off the mark.
Again, just an indication of quite how long and lush the outfield is. That was a well-struck shot, and it took forever to get down there to the guy at long on.
That's the over was called. Looked like the fielders, Pak-I didn't know who was going to bowl the next over there for a second. And Zikonda is back. You see some spin action from him. Right arm over the wicket. And Dylan to see his second ball this innings. Oh, elegant play down to sort of gully area and gets off single off that shot. So yeah, it's steps forward, gets a good sweep shot, and they get 2 for that due to a fumble from the fielder out to square leg. That's a bounce of the pitch, dot ball there. Put it nicely down, it's just popped right up. Nothing you do as a batsman. Hits your feet and comes past your ears. It's really hard to get that ball away. Field underneath this one, and beautiful catch.
That is a very tidy catch. Again, my direct vision was obscured by the olive tree inside the boundary, but if you looked on your screen there, you could see the catch taken very, very cleanly. And another Costa del Sol batter trudges back.
Yeah, Motsin took that catch. I think he gathered himself quite nicely, stood still, and into the gloves.
It looks very picturesque, that scene, doesn't it? And as you look down there with the olive tree inside there, and it is very picturesque.
It is. It is. I mean, this olive tree can be a burden when you are a batsman, only getting 4 runs when it should be going for 6. But at least it gives you some shade on the field when you are in cow corner. You could just nip underneath there for a minute or two.
I suspect in a global sense, with the things that are going on in the world, being robbed of 2 runs for hitting an olive tree is going to rank very lowly on our list of problems in 2025. If we all see it out the other side to 2026, I'll be amazed, but there we go. That took a dark turn, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
We've gone from a 10-over cricket slogfest to talk of Armageddon.
Fouls to catch it, bounces just short of him, I think, and he let it go through him at the end. Costa del Sol get 2 runs for that. I think should have just stayed at a single, but
oh, there's a lot of chat going on. I'm as deaf as I am blind, so I don't know what any of the chat is that's going on around the ground. And if it is in either Spanish or Urdu, I'll have very little idea either. So,
yeah, I think the Pak-I-Care are very vocal on the field, edging their team on, the bowlers on.
Oh. Oh, I say, that was well spotted. The long throw down to the non-obvious end, down to the keeper's end, because the batsman was trying to give himself the best chance for coming through for the second.
Yeah.
Oops. He did well not to injure himself there, didn't he? Again, his foot stuck in this long grass.
Yeah, I think he tried to slide and dug in.
The viewers will notice, despite the long grass, we have got some bare patches on the outfield, and that's because this is a shared facility with a golf club and a driving range. But hopefully those bare patches can be reseeded because the season proper starts for us in a matter of weeks, does it not?
Yeah.
I saw the fixture list was sent out to us earlier this week.
I think it starts mid of February.
Indeed.
So, and it extends all the way through to November.
Yep.
So we really have got a long season here at Albia Cricket Club.
Sporting Alphas Cricket Club.
That's it. Thanks.
How long you
Tim.
played for us? How long you played for us?
Only 3 years.
Only 3 years, and
Only
you've
3 years.
yet to learn the name of the club.
Yeah. The Sporting Alphas cricket ground, and to be fair, I mark the pitch, so I should know the club's name at least.
Indeed, you are the man with the little trolley with the white wheel, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call for 3, but stuck to 2. And catching their breath.
As with cricket clubs around the world, there are a small body of people that do a lot of jobs. You know, you've been commentating and fishing balls out of ponds, and you mark up the pitches, and Kev, the chairman, also does all sorts of other bits and bobs here and there. But that doesn't make us unique. Cricket clubs around the world rely on a few people going above and beyond, and the rest of us, because I'm as lazy. I used to be a committee bod in my youth, but now I'm just the lazy devil who turns up and watches a bit of cricket and demands that the kettle be put on from time to time.
Yeah, I definitely think for any club to be sustainable, there has to be at least 1 or 2 people pushing the buttons and actually doing the work. Otherwise, we end up with a lot of chiefs and not enough Indians to do any work, as the old saying goes. So you need people like Kevin in place to say, you can do this, you go do that, and it helps the club grow.
True indeed.
Yep.
True indeed. In the match in front of us, there was just a big appeal for the umpire to put one finger up, but in the end he put both arms outstretched for a wide. And there is no shot at the stumps this time. They're just getting through them. Leg by.
I think Dylan there was caught off guard with that single, but gathered himself quite quickly and ran it through.
Ooh. No one there. He's found the space. It's not where he aimed it, but
Yeah,
there's an awful lot of room there on the one on the leg side, isn't there?
there was. I think he dragged it across the line. Ball sort of stuck in the pitch there for a second before he played his shot. Didn't get hold of it. But they got 2 at the end of the day, so no wickets have fallen due to that loose shot. Wide called by the umpire. Good take from the keeper on that replay. Throws his body on the line to get behind the ball.
Well, we saw that shot played earlier. It's the big thick edge over the keeper, over the slips. And nothing you can do about that. 4 more. The case of too little, too late.
Yeah.
The asking rate is well over 20 and over now.
What do you do as a team now? Do you try and still chase the score? Or do you just look after your averages?
I think in this, you still have a heave at everything, don't you?
Yeah.
If only to stop the rest of your team jeering you from playing defensive shots.
Then
It's not the sort of game where you can look for your averages, is it?
No. I think the points and the run rates and all that kind of stuff comes into account if there's a draw.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah?
Don't overthink it. Yeah. Just throw your bat at everything. Don't overthink it. Life is too short to overthink a lot of things.
Similar to old Tom's reverse scoop there that he tried to do on the previous ball.
If I seem dismissive to your question there, it's because I had no idea to the answer whether it goes down to net run rate or anything. If the leagues are if the round robin league is tied when we get to the end of that stage around about lunchtime tomorrow.
Beautiful shot.
Nice little.
That's your legs.
That hit the table in front of me. I started to bend down to field it, but I need more advance warning to bend over these days as an old man. So I just let somebody else go and get it now. The ball was back in the bowler's hand already. And we go again.
Bit of a throw action that he's got going on there.
A bit of a what?
A throw action.
Oh! You can't do that. You can't public accuse somebody of a chucker. You can't do that. He could see you in court. Let's have a look. No, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Straight to the helmet, there one.
Mm-hmm. I'm just watching the screen now to see there's no hint of a chuck at all on there.
On the side.
Yeah.
Straight in the helmet.
Oh, that's big. Is that coming our way?
Yeah.
Well, that sailed right over our heads, which is just as well because I didn't pick it up. But
And old Braithwaite, who's a legend player.
Johnny Braithwaite didn't spill a single drop of his beer there as he skipped out of the way.
And you would think the clubhouse would be filled with cricket players.
Well, they're not going down without a fight.
No.
Ooh! I say not going down, but he's absolutely flattened by that one. Caught him amidships. Yeah, he's pointing to the area that is protected by his box, to use the correct medical expression. And for some reason, we always find that amusing, don't we?
Yeah, but it ain't if you're in his position.
It certainly isn't. No, it's just schoolboy humour, isn't it? But when we've been hit there,
seems like he's right. He got back up straight away. So run rate now sitting over 32 runs per over. 98 to win this game. Of the last 3 overs. And as you can see on the screen, all the shadows of the trees in the background, sun setting just below that. So the light would have been a problem if we carried on at the rate of the first 2 overs.
no idea what the appeal was for, because that was a very wooden pad that hit there. A massive inside edge onto the pad.
They're a very excited team.
Yeah, but you're right about this light. Look at the length of those shadows. We will be losing direct sunlight, I would say, in about a quarter of an hour's time, but we should be through this match by then.
Umar has just readjusted his run there. I'm not sure. Didn't feel comfortable.
Oh.
Straight into the...
And that'll teach you for playing silly, premeditated cabaret shots like that. Right down the throat of the man on the boundary.
Yeah, I think it was a really silly shot to try and play, especially with someone being right on the boundary.
Indeed.
But he's seen it on TV.
He's seen it on the telly.
So it'll be a difficult score to catch up on this one. I think they've just got to go for it now and give it horns and have a good time. And Matt Williams comes into the crease.
Just while he's taking his guard, thank you to Mr. Kitty on the live chat, who said that we have a beautiful ground here. We do. We are blessed to play here. Sporting Alfaz in Albia, in the Alicante province of the Costa Blanca in Spain. Do come down and see us sometime. We welcome touring sides.
Yeah, it's a lot of people who even live in Albia don't even know this club exists, right next to the beach.
Yes, I love watching people walking past, absolutely mystified by what the sport is. You see families standing, trying to figure out what's going on. Sadly, we're making some inroads. When I say we, I'm just mean cricket in general, into the Spanish consciousness. But it's an uphill task.
Yep.
And the job for Cricket España and for individual clubs is to try to embrace as many Spanish kids as opposed to basically the children of immigrants, because the majority are either Brits, Saffers like yourself, people from India, Pakistan.
Yeah, all the expats. Yep.
Absolutely. I don't use the word expats. I'm an immigrant.
Okay.
I don't like the word expats. But,
oh, beautiful shot. Oh,
a
nasty.
misfield.
Yeah, nasty bounce. He didn't see that one coming.
You didn't. But yeah, that's the challenge for us, is to
Educate.
get cricket. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you very much indeed, Taryn. Educate, yeah. Educate the indigenous Spanish, and in that way we will get the players we need to go on to the next stage in cricket.
Last ball of the over, and it's a dot. It's a really good spell that he's bowled now. I think he'll be happy with that one. It's unfortunate for this misfield that happened on our end, cow corner, but good spell indeed. And we have got 2 more overs to go.
I feel as if I was snappy then when you used the word expat. Sorry about that. It's one of those little bugbears I've got. In that, I don't know. It has all sorts of horrible colonial connotations, and I am an immigrant. I'm somebody who come to this country to better my life, and I'm lucky that I've been able to take advantage of that. And expats, you might as well have a pith helmet and anyway, moving on. Don't want to get political, but it's not a way I choose to describe myself.
No harm intended there.
There you go.
And Jafar, the young lad, wearing number 2, coming to bowl with a really, really quick first delivery. Appeal for LBW, I think, but no one was interested.
Have we seen any LBWs today?
No.
We haven't, have we?
No. It is really amazing when long off starts appealing for an LBW. I don't know if he's watching our screen or on his phone to know if it's hitting middle.
Who's that?
Long off.
No, there. Yeah.
Appealing for. He might.
Leg bys is a signal. Sorry, I wasn't with you at all there, dear boy, was I?
Score 66 for 4 wickets down of 8.2 overs. Not much of a challenge.
Well, the run rate is over 50 now, which is not something you see achieved terribly often.
No. Well, the first game was close to that as well.
Yeah, that was a very one-sided game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And again, that was the first game of the day. That was Pak-I-Care as well.
That is correct.
Who gave a mauling to Levante. A mauling.
The bowling has been really tight at Pak-I-Care. It's been really on target. I think it comes down to discipline, bowl good lines, bowl good lengths, change it up. There he's in a slower ball, and he gets away for 1. And if you can see the screen darkening a bit at home, it's because the sun is now behind the trees. The sunlight ain't as good as it should be on the pitch. It's really hard to pick up the ball just sitting here as the commentators.
Yeah. And we're sat in a fairly good position because we're not looking towards the sun at all where we are. We're sort of looking at 90 degrees to it. What was the point of that young man?
I think he's seen it on TV. Yep, ran away from his stumps, left it wide open.
Yeah.
Trying to do a scoop shot with a man on the boundary still. So.
I'm tutting inwardly. Tutting.
Ooh.
There's a big old heave. Went about 6 metres.
Yeah, there's one to the helmet. I think umpires should have a check there. He gives a good fist pump to his teammate. And gives a signal is all okay.
Yeah.
The importance of wearing a helmet. Says me who hardly ever wears a helmet.
Yeah, again, it's one of the reasons that I stopped playing. It's very hard to get a helmet in my size. But I certainly wouldn't fancy facing some of the bowling we've seen today.
No.
Without a helmet.
Last over bowled.
A very, very difficult chance. A lot of ground to cover. He fielded it well in the end. It was one of those that could have span away from him. Didn't overrun it.
No, I think stopping the runs in it right now, taking the catches, is not in Pak-I-Care's interest. That's just wanting to get the game rolled over. Ravani in for his second ball. One-handed swing shot there. Threw everything at it.
With 4 balls of the day to face, the umpires decided he didn't like those untidy stumps at the bowler's end and had a little tidy of those. Doesn't like to rush into decisions.
Of course, we tranquilo in Spain.
Tranquilo, mañana.
Thick outside edge there. Not where you wanted to go, try to defend it.
Oh, now I'll give the alternative interpretation of that. He's opened the face and ran it down beautifully into the offside.
Yeah, you can give him the credit of the doubt there.
I've given them crumbs of comfort since they're going to get hammered by about 80 runs. We may as well be charitable towards them.
They're almost at the halfway mark of that the score needed.
Oh, what happened there?
No ball. Signal by the umpire. Didn't hit the pitch.
He got it all wrong. 3 hitters signalled.
Maybe a bit of slipping out the hands. Trying something new.
Oh my goodness. There's some good skills going on.
Yeah. Overthrow.
It's all got. Very exciting when it didn't need to be.
Yeah. I think he could have just held it. Good throw though.
80-something runs for the target, 3 balls to face, and it was as if it were the last ball clincher to the World Cup then. It was very exciting.
Yeah. One run closer to the net run rate. You know, they're trying to look after, I'm sure. We'll go check the bails, make sure no one's glued them on.
Is that likely?
Well, sandpaper gets held in the pocket, so maybe some wood glue as well. You never know these days. Has to be fast drying super glue though.
I can't see any bails on the stumps at the far end. Obviously they're there, but I'm looking at the screen. It looks like naked stumps at the other end, doesn't it?
It does too.
It's probably just very poor resolution. Thank you very much indeed. There they are, look. Just very poor resolution. Somebody's given us a very substandard, cheapy laptop here to watch the action on. There they were.
Last ball
Thank
of
you
the
in the
innings,
box,
hopefully. And it'll be
Oh, it's wide.
wide called by the
Well, John,
umpire.
I will say to you, dear boy, before we say to the viewers around the world, thank you for your company over this last match. I don't know if you're commentating tomorrow. I haven't found out who's doing what and when tomorrow. I'll be very happy to stay in bed and watch you online.
I appreciate the company, Tim. You're always welcome here. And thank you very much for taking the time out of your day, your busy schedule, to join us.
My busy schedule. I just wanted to stay in bed. That's all else.
And that's the end of the game. 1 dot ball to finish the innings. And Pak-I-Care walk away with their second win of the day.
They do. They're looking like a very strong unit, aren't they? We'll find out how it all unfolds tomorrow. We kick off here again, 9 o'clock Central European time, 9 o'clock here in Spain, 10 o'clock if you're listening in the UK. Anywhere else in the world, you'll have to work it out for yourselves. You're all grown up. I can't hold your hand forever. Tyrone will be here in some capacity. I probably will be. And so will other people. Hugh did a fantastic job on the 3 matches that he commentated on
and
today.
so did Ian Burns.
Ian Burns, what a character, what a raconteur. Anyway, we're being self-indulgent now, viewers, so enjoy your evenings, however you choose to spend them. Join us again tomorrow. 9 o'clock is the first match, 11 o'clock second match. There is a final at 1 o'clock. All those timings are Central European time. Have a great Saturday night. We'll see you back here at the Woodbridge Oval in Albia on the Costa Blanca tomorrow. Good night to you.